Good morning. So this video is on camping in New Mexico. New Mexico is a pretty big state, as you can see. Here it's on the map. So I'm going to divide it into areas. And then I just want to explain that before the video starts. So here's my quadrants. Kind of Santa Fe, east, down to Route 60. I'm calling the northeast. And of course, this area over here is the northwest. It includes Albuquerque, Chaco Canyon's in there, Farmington, all in this area down to Gallup and over back to Albuquerque. So that's all the north part. So anyway, here we go. I hope this makes sense and enjoy. All right, here we go. Coming down from Colorado through Rattan, the first stop is the Maxwell Reserve. The camping area is hard to find, but if you keep going straight past the ranger station, you'll come to this area and turn in there. And if you just keep going around, you're going to come to some spots you'll recognize you could park. But if you keep going, you come out to the pond, and you're allowed to park around the pond. There's a lot of wildlife, a lot of birds. There's also some hunters and fishermen and things of that nature, but it's a lovely place. This year I was there in December, and there was absolutely almost no birds. It was a little bit muddy, so I camped near the entrance, but the water levels were low too, so I'm not sure what's going on, but get there if you can. It's free. It's right off the highway. A little bit further down the 25 in Las Vegas, New Mexico, is this little state park, Storrie. I was a walk-in and the primitive sites were wet, so I had to take one of these. I overpaid. The town of Fort Sumner is to the south and east of Las Vegas. It's a very small town, and I was there in the fall. It was pretty much empty. And unless you're traveling on 60, you're going to have to go out of your way to get there. But it is home of Billy the Kid and the end of the Navajo Long Walk. I spent a few days in this little RV park that's right next to the Billy the Kid Museum in town. It's $20 a night. It seems safe, and it sure was convenient. Because Sumner Lake State Park was pretty far out of town, it was quite lovely. I tried the primitive as well as the electric sites, including a night or two right on the shore. There are actually two Billy the Kid museums. The second is out near Bosque Redondo, and it has the actual grave of Billy the Kid. And right down the street is the Bosque. This was where the Navajo were driven from Arizona down here to on the Long Walk. And the area they were forced to live in was miles away from here and is in private hands now. It was kind of disappointing. So let's jump north and east a little bit to around the Santa Fe area. Ojo Caliente is known for their hot springs. It's pricey. They have an RV section. But, and I've never had this happen, you had to pay extra to go into the springs. On the other side of the mountain is Ghost Ranch, the home of Georgia O'Keeffe. You have to sort of look for it. It's kind of hard to see, but they have an RV park. And although I don't remember how much I paid, it was probably $20, $25. But anyway, I do remember this being worth whatever I paid. It's a lovely place. If you've never been to Ghost Ranch, check out my video and get up there. A little bit closer to Santa Fe, only 8 miles north, is the Black Canyon Campground. And while it was warm in Santa Fe, it was cold here. In fact, it was rainy and really miserable. This northwest area includes Albuquerque, but I never camped anywhere in Albuquerque other than a parking lot. And the last time I was there, that was getting harder to do. Northwest of Albuquerque is Chaco Canyon National Park. This is just to remind you that there are some places you don't go unless you have a reservation. They wouldn't even let you in the campground. Not going to say too much about Chaco Canyon. I've done a video on it. Check that out. But if you're in the area, go up the road further to Farmington, New Mexico. And here at the San Juan County Fairgrounds is a nice little parking spot for about $10 a night. It's close to the Aztec ruins and on the way to Mesa Verde in Colorado. That's where I was headed the first time I came through this area and didn't know about that fairgrounds. So I got stuck in this little RV mobile home park in Waterflow, New Mexico. Straight south is Gallup, New Mexico. It's one of the Route 66 cities. And if you travel east on 66 and get off at Grants, you can go to the El Malapis National Conservation Area. This is BLM land. It's free. It's a very nice campground. There were very few people there. Again, it's in the fall. There are trails. It's a volcanic area. There's interesting landscape here, and it's free. So there's the El Malapis, and if you come down, you're going to hit Pie Town. We're going to go from Pie Town across down to the 25 down and over. And then I'll take you this way. If you've ever gone to or from Arizona on Route 60, you've gone through Pie Town. It's called Pie Town. They sell pies. I hear they're not all that great. And across the street is this little RV park. It's free. It's dirt, but it's free. It's also almost at 8,000 feet, so it snowed while I was there. Again, elevation, elevation, elevation. Then you're going to go through an area that has a lot of telescopes. The VLA telescope is there, and you can stop and take a tour. Route 60 continues to Socorro, and I stayed at this Escondido Lake, which is a little regional, I guess, park. It's a little run-down looking, but it has a nice little playground. I always think of it as the duck place. A little further south is the San Antonio Riverine Park. It has a free campground in it. I stayed here a few nights because I was going to the wildlife refuge down the road. There are 2 large national wildlife refuges in this area, and I hit them both. Traveling south on 25, the next big spot we come to is Truth or Consequences. Obviously, this is the dam, but the state park campground. I was lucky and got in as a walk-in for $10, but it's really kind of a hard campground to get into. You need a reservation. I only stayed there one night because I had a reservation at my own personal hot springs tub. In this suite, I rented this little room, had my own hot tub for 2 days. It was part of my birthday celebration and very expensive. So I moved back up to the state park ground after a couple days. This time I went to South Monticello, which is north, and I'll cover it a little bit more in a future video. It was really, really windy when I was there, as you can see, and a great spot for beautiful sunsets. There's a lot of hot springs in this area. I stopped at Faywood Springs once and stopped at their campground. It's about $20 for a campsite. They're sort of stuck in the bushes. Not a big deal. If you go straight south, right before you hit the border, is the Pancha Villa State Park. I'm going to do more, in a video on this, but I just want to show you a little bit. Pancha Villa did indeed invade the United States and overcame this town. So it's kind of a fun piece of history. Fun is indifferent. Are you still there? We're coming towards the end. We're just now going over to the southeast side. This is another BLM campground, and it's situated right on the edge of a lava flow. It's really a very unique place. There's only about 19 RV spots, and all the spots seem to be right on the edge of this canyon, and that's your view looking out. You can't camp here. You should go here, though. It's only an hour south of where I was at the Valley of Fires. And that's all I've got for camping in this area. There is plenty to see and do, but I just haven't really covered this southeast portion, so I'm going to do that next time. Well, I hope you found that helpful or informative in some way. It's just kind of a sampler. There are federal, state, and local campgrounds spread all over New Mexico. Does it make sense to buy a $225 camping pass? That's the subject of a video that's going to be coming at you in the next week or two. Till then, take care. Thanks for watching.